Hey guys, Trav from Jay's here. We're going to tell you a little bit about one sticking today, and we're going to do some playing with this Prospector one stick here. One sticking is kind of one of them deals that you can do with just about any stick really, as long as it's got a double step on the bottom for you to have an aider of some kind to be able to climb off of on the bottom here, and this one conveniently wraps up real quick. The attachment method doesn't quite matter as much. This one's got a convenient cam cleat that you can snap together in and pull out real quick, which is handy when the stick's below you. But essentially what we're going to be doing when you're one sticking is you're going to need a stick that you can climb with, some type of aider, whether it's a 1-step, 2, 3-step aider, whichever you'd like, your saddle of course, and you're going to need 40 foot of rappel rope. So most sticks, if you're climbing with individual sticks and you're going to run a multi-stick system, you're going to start with your first stick somewhere probably down here where you can reach it with your first foot. The biggest advantage to one sticking is we have this convenient little aider here. So now instead of starting our stick at the bottom, now I can start it up here, and there's my first step right there. So I've already gained that much, I mean probably 6.5, 7 foot I would guess, from the start to the top of your stick on one move. So if you do the math on that, 7 foot per move, that'd put you over 20 foot in 3 moves. So it's a pretty quick process. So we're pulling our 40 foot of rappel rope that I like to keep in a little bag here. I'll pull out the business end of it. On the business end, we have a steel quick link that we're tied to. And why steel as opposed to aluminum? Because the steel can handle side loaded pressure from the tree versus aluminum carabiners aren't meant for that. So that's what's going to go around the tree. We'll put the rope through there, close it up. And then we're going to hook into our bridge of our saddle with our carabiner. And we have, in this case, a Petzl Gree Plus ascender descender. There's a lot of those on the market. Mad Rock Safeguard's another really popular one, but that's what's going to allow us to climb up and ascend and descend at a controlled descent. The type of rope you use can be very important. You want to make sure it's a good climbing rated rope. We have some of those up at Jay's. You can get them from a lot of different places, but the stuff we carry at the store there is Canyon Elite, I believe it's called. This is Canyon C4, very similar. It's a 9mm rope. You can get 8mm ropes that do it well, but when you're going to pair it with a mechanical device, you want to make sure that the rope diameter fits in the specs of that mechanical device. Some of them will only go maybe 10 to 12mm, so if you're running an 8mm rope, it's a little too small and the device won't work properly, so you want to double check that. So we're going to go ahead and climb this fella. Get the aider in the middle of your foot. Get your foot stubbed into the tree like this here. That's going to keep it from moving as much. So you're going to want to anchor that good. Pull up, aider step number 2, aider step number 3. Get on top of that stick, on top of your platform. Then I'm going to put this rope around the tree. And then we're going to simply suspend from this rope and remove our stick. Pull our device down here. We're going to hook that into our bridge. Like that. Always spin your gate closed for safety. And if you're running a 2-panel saddle like I am, this method too, you're going to want to get to where you are in the sitting position here. I know the rope has me. I don't have any quarrels. I can hang from it. I'm not going to go anywhere. But then how do I get this stick back to myself, right? Get down a little bit more here. So then I need to get this stick to where I can remove it to put it up here to climb again. How am I going to do that? Well, some people slide off to the side of the tree. Some people do it between their legs. This time we're going to descend a little ways. Grab the stick from this convenient little pull strap here. Pull it up. Pop the rope out of the cleat. Get out from the tree again. Conveniently, this stick has a little groove right here in the front. If I push away from the tree and set this stick underneath that rope and get close to the tree again, now the stick's going to stay there, hands free, to put the rope back around the tree. So you've got up to height. The cool thing is, most times if you're multiple sticking or different brands of single sticks, if you're going to climb with them, is you'd get to the top and then you'd have to put your platform on the tree as well. On this particular stick, you can see I already have my platform here. I can move around on this platform. I can hunt on that fella. Comfortable to stand on. It's angled down so I don't get a lot of heel stab in from standing on it or leaning on it. So pretty comfortable little platform. You can turn around to take shots if you have to. So neat stick from that Prospector stick there for sure. We've hunted, we've shot our big buck, it's time to get down the tree. How are we going to get down? Are we going to reverse this process going backwards? We probably could, but a much easier fashion is why we carry this 40-foot of rappel rope in our bag, and we also carry this rope called Dynaglide. Dynaglide being a Dyneema rope, it doesn't have any stretch and it's very slick. It doesn't have a lot of friction to it, and being that it doesn't have friction, it slides across bark and rough surfaces very easily. So what this is basically going to become is your bow rope. So you are going to hook your bow up to this end here. You're going to let that go to the ground, so your bow is at the ground. This other end needs to go on the back side of this knot of your big rope. Not this side, the side on offside from the knot. And that's how we're going to pull the rope back out of the tree once we get down. We're going to drop the rest of our 40-foot of rappel rope down to the ground, and we are going to start to descend. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to descend down even with our stick, and we're going to pull our stick off the tree, and then we will descend the rest of the way. So we're going to go down nice and easy. Until we're about level with our stick. We're going to then take our stick off. Again, cam cleat makes it very easy to pull that off. And now we're going to simply rappel down the rest of the tree. Now I can rappel in a sitting position like this, or you can pull the old swap method where you walk backwards down the tree. Totally depends on how the tree's leaning. We're just going to simply come back down the tree. Take our gree off from our rope. Gree is going to open up for dislodging the rope simply, same as a Mad Rock. Store that away for later. So we got our bow off. We're going to take the Dynaglide. We're going to take a couple steps back to lessen the angle from the tree. Then we're going to simply pull this. The rope, if there's no limbs, will fall right down. If not, you drag it back down to the ground. Pull your Dynaglide back off. You're good to go. So yeah, lots of ways to climb a tree. One stick and multiple sticks, however you want to do it. Why would somebody want to try to climb with one stick as opposed to multiples? Well, that depends. Depends on how many sticks you have that you own or you're looking to buy, and how much those sticks are going to weigh. Second consideration is how far you're going to have to carry these sticks. If you're going maybe a mile or two back in some public ground, or you're hunting out of state maybe, that could be very important. If you're hunting out back in the back 40 at the farm, right around home, probably not so important. But if you're traveling and you want a light load, and you're running aluminum sticks or steel sticks or whatever, carrying one stick and some rope is significantly lighter than carrying 3 or 4 sticks. You can get as high as you'd like to get with the one sticking. You can go as far up as you want, as many times as you want, as long as you have enough rope for it, obviously. If you are running individual sticks, you are at the mercy of however many sticks you brought. And it never fails to get in a spot that looks really good, and then you're 4 to 5 feet shy of being as high as you want to get on that tree to get the perfect shot, and realizing you don't have enough stick height to get there. So with one sticking, when that situation occurs, you just simply move up again or around the tree. You can kind of spin, and kind of gives you a couple different advantages about height wise. Going around limbs, equally as easy on a tree with limbs as without. If you're one sticking or if you're running multiples, kind of makes it easier to come down when you're rappelling. But the tear down is probably a little easier, a little faster than one sticking, I think. If you were to tear the rope out of the tree, not wind it up pretty and just throw it in your pack and go, it'd be faster than the guy with multiple sticks packing them all up nice and neat. But yeah, it depends on your setup and what you're looking to do with it and how far you're going.